Well, good morning, everybody. Today I start the front end on the Jeep. Got all my parts here, at least I hope I do. Got my tie rod ends, the steering stabilizer, more tie rod ends, tie rod links, and down there in those boxes there, those are the actual tie rod. Like this. So I'm not going to show the basics here, like I'm not going to show that I'm jacking up the front end of the vehicle and taking tires off. So we'll get back to you in just a minute. Okay, quick update. It is 3 hours later, and that's as far as I got. They have mismatched lug nuts on it. One is stripped. Then, to make it even more interesting, I pulled the tie rod out of the box before I left to go and get the next thing, and I see that. So I had to go and buy another one. This is how it goes for me, guys. So let's see how this lug nut this lug nut removal thing, hope it works. And this is where things got really interesting. The strip lug nut gave me all kinds of problems. It was several heat cycles and a lot of impacting. It finally decided it was going to come out. And I'm going to be doing a lot of voiceovers because I don't talk really when I'm doing my stuff here. So there will be some of these coming. And yep, I'm still going at it here several minutes later. The lug nut actually broke apart, so I was trying to pry out what was left. And pretty soon, it does finally come out of there. But yeah, good times. That bolt was one stubborn SOB. It just did not want to budge, did not want to come out. And that right there is the steering damper. So after doing some heating up of the nut, I realized that on the back there was also a nut. And it shouldn't have been no surprise to me, but it kind of sort of was. So, yep, I tried to even heat that from the back, but I started to burn the rubber bushing inside of there. And yeah, it smelled fantastic. It was great. After a very long time of messing around with it, as you can see, and wasting a whole lot of time, I ended up going to the store to buy the right end wrench to sit on that back nut. And eventually, yep, just like always, when you have the right tools, everything goes. Okay, the battery died and my SD card was full, so I didn't finish recording any of that, so my apologies. Everything's back together. It took a very long time, considering I had to run to Alpena following, you know, that things were not well with parts that I had ordered. So all in all, things were okay. And when I got everything back together, even got new lug nuts for the front because I wasn't going to put mismatched crap back on. It, well, let's just say the alignment process on these Jeeps are kind of cool. It's a, straight axle in the front, so you only have one part that adjusts the toe on it. When I dropped it, that tire was this way. It was pretty bad. This one I had straight, even though I measured the old one to the new one, the right distance and everything. It was still off, but it is what it is. And now I have to go in and schedule or get the alignments done on it. And the reason for me doing this is because there is a whole lot of play in the steering wheel before it actually responds and turns. And guess what? This didn't fix it. It's still there. And I noticed that when I'm driving or just turning the steering wheel, there's like a weird clicking sound going on in there, which makes me think now that there's something in the steering shaft itself, the steering column, something's wrong. The gearbox could still potentially be a reason. I guess, just to come over to the vehicle and I'll show you what I mean. I don't know if these things had locking steering columns in them when the keys were removed or not, but that's the position my steering wheel is in. And yes, I know there's an adjustment under there, and initially it was the other way, and I adjusted it to the point that it was what was straight. And then I drove it, came back, and it was like this. And so I got back under there. My sister was watching me with the steering wheel. She said it would get to from this point to that point, and no matter how much I turned the adjustment under there, it just stayed here. And same held true when it was facing this way. It would go to a certain point and the adjustment would not do nothing for it. But if you listened, there's that clicking going on in there, and I think that might be, the lock where this is supposed to lock. And you'll see that there's not even a key in the ignition. And I can turn this. So, yep. So, I'm throwing this back out here to you guys for your advice on that. I've never changed out a gearbox. I don't know if that's going to be a pain in the ass or not. Steering column, I don't know either. I've never really messed with them that much. I think on one of my 74 Charger, I had to do stuff with the steering column, but the thing is when I turn that steering wheel and I'm under the dash and I'm looking up at the column going through, there's no, the shaft and the wheel are turning at the same time. There's no delay. There's no, obviously something's not working right up in there. But yeah, if you guys have any clue as to what that could be and why it's doing it, I'd like to know, because there's a lot of travel in that steering wheel before it reacts to turning, and that's dangerous. So anyway, sorry about not filming anymore. When I get myself into that groove, I just go and go and go. So the video is not very informative, but it's something, and I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys subscribe. Comments are always welcome. So until the next time, until I do something or figure out what the problem is, maybe I'll have the mechanic look at it when they do the alignment. So until then, until next time, hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys later.